Yep, that's it.
Thank you, GlassesUSA.com, for sponsoring this video today. They are the biggest eyewear retailers in the United States for eyewear and sunglasses as well. They offer brand name deals such as Ray-Ban, Gucci, Oakley, and many more. Their prices start at $39, and right now they're offering a 70% off of all their retail prices. All you have to do is click on the link below to get your own deal. These are the Merco Blue that they sent me. If you don't know which glasses would look good on you, all you have to do is go to their website and take the little quiz, and it'll tell you which frames suit you best. And if you don't remember the prescription in your lenses, it will also tell you with the link that it's there to scan your old lenses in order to get your new stylish frames at really cheap prices. It's free shipping in the United States, money back guarantee, 70% off of all retail prices, only at GlassesUSA.com. So what have you got to lose? Only good sight. You know, shopping online can be fun, but it can also be extremely overwhelming, especially with so many options. This is why I love shopping here on GlassesUSA.com, because you can use their tool, which is AR Virtual Try-On. And I used it to find my frames. All you have to do is go to the frame that you'd like to try on, and you do the live try on. Not bad. These are my Muse Horizon in shiny black. Absolutely love them. Endless Specs Probiotic. So thank you, GlassesUSA.com, for sponsoring today's video and for my Merco Blue glasses. And go click on the link below to get your own deal. Hello, beautiful people. I hope you enjoyed that little view. I thought today we talk about a very important topic that's in the works here. Do you all remember this? Meghan Markle and Prince Harry say the Queen can't legally stop them from using the term royal. They make it clear that she doesn't own the word. While there is not any jurisdiction by the monarchy or cabinet officer over the use of the word royal overseas, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex do not intend to use Sussex royal or any iteration of the word royal in any territory, either within the UK or otherwise, when the transition occurs spring 2020, they say. You know, transition, the word, it sounds like entanglement from Jada Pinkett Smith. It's no transition. You only transition when you're probably getting an upgrade or there's a modification to an already existing deal, not when you're quitting. They don't talk about quitting. They don't talk about not being working royals. So let's go to the Sussex Royal website, shall we? And let's look at what really they said about their transition details. Spring 2020 transition. And here we go. We are pleased to now be able to share with you an update on many of the details agreed at the meeting of the royal family in January 2020, which outlines the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's new roles. So these are new roles. This is not, we quit, we're no longer members of the royal family. And the reason why I'm telling you this, I'm going to explain it to you in a little bit. But listen to the wording. The wording is very important. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's new roles, taking effect spring 2020. We had hoped to be allowed to share these details with you sooner to mitigate any confusion and subsequent misreporting, but the facts below should help provide some clarification around this transition and the steps for the future. As agreed and set out in January 2020, it is agreed that the commencement of the revised role of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will take effect spring 2020 and undergo a 12-month review. The royal family respect and understand the wish of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to live a more independent life as a family by removing the supposed public interest justification for media intrusion into their lives. They are the ones who keep exposing all of their personal details, because there's let's not forget Finding Freedom, where we found out that Meghan pooped in the woods, and that completely blew Prince Harry away. They remain a valued part of Her Majesty families, and they underscore that because they want you to understand that they are valued part of Her Majesty's family. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will become privately funded members of the royal family with permission to earn their own income and the ability to pursue their own private charitable interests. The preference of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex was to continue to represent and support Her Majesty the Queen, albeit in a more limited capacity, while not drawing on the sovereign grant. Okay? While there is, and they underscore the word precedent, for other titled members of the royal family to seek employment outside of the institution, for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a 12-month review period has been put in place. This is a dig at the royal family, basically saying, well, you're allowing others to monetize, well, you're allowing other titled members to monetize, you are putting us under review. There's already a discrimination there. And they're referring to probably these people. We have Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York booking agency. It shouldn't be the Duchess because she's no longer the Duchess of York. It should be Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York booking agency profile. Right then and there, we see the anomalies. And when people ask, why are Harry and Meghan doing what they're doing? It's because, as they already stated on that Sussex Royal, there have already a lot of precedents in the royal family that this kind of behavior has been allowed to happen. Sarah Ferguson, Fergie, the Duchess of Pork or Duchess of York, please remember that the Duchess, it would mean that she's still married to Andrew, or that she's the new wife of Andrew if he remarried. That's how you make the difference, right? And it goes here, she even has a booking agency, like learn how to hire Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. No, she's Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York still, but not the Duchess of York. And pricing for booking Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. I mean, let's not forget that this woman should have done jail for at least 2 years after she was caught on camera selling access for money, which is a criminal activity in the United Kingdom with a minimum jail sentence of 2 years. They might also be referring to Prince Michael of Kent, who was accused of selling Kremlin access for, I think it was £400,000, and among other deals. Why not? He actually did do these. These are titled. He's a blood prince. He's not a working royal. He's not featured on the royal website, and neither is Sarah Ferguson. But they're both titled. But they're not working royals nor featured in the royal website. Now, I don't like the York girls, but Eugenie and Beatrice, they do not use their titles for their work. For the private work. They're listed as Beatrice York and Eugenie York. They only use the royal titles when they're doing charitable functions, not with commercial deals. Now, with Prince Andrew, guys, he was a trade ambassador to the United Kingdom. Just to give you just a glance and idea, Prince Andrew sells his house to Kazakh tycoon for £3 million above asking price, which is the oddest thing ever. This is one of the many shady deals that happen. Is that money laundering? You be the judge. But there's many. I mean, there is no reason not to think that Andrew and Sarah Ferguson were in cahoots, selling access through Sarah. She was procuring customers for him to put there. We don't know that because they were very much in cahoots, and they have been in cahoots. Sarah Ferguson is still living at the in royal grounds. Sorry about that. It's city getting crazy. Beautiful people, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Go check out my other videos. This helps the channel grow, and it also helps promote these type of videos and keep us out there speaking out against this. I started this channel not to just have something to talk about, but to call out things that are wrong, that I perceived as wrong. I hope that you do like it. If you want to join the channel as a member, that's great. You get to do the lives with us and phone-in calls. That's great as well. And if you want to buy the merch, I got new merch. And thanks always for supporting my channel. And here we continue. Per the agreement, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex understand that they are required to step back from royal duties and not undertake representative duties on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen. As agreed and set out in January, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will retain their HRH prefix, thereby formally remaining known as His Royal Highness, the Duke of Sussex, and Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. As the grandson of Her Majesty and second son of the Prince of Wales, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, remains sixth in line to the throne of the British monarchy, and the order of precedence is unchanged. Now he's the fifth in line to the throne, and he is the next in line to be regent in case anything happens to Charles and William. No, it's not Catherine. It's Harry who'll be regent if anything happens to William and Catherine while George is young. Okay? It was agreed that the Duke and Duchess will no longer be able to formally carry out official duties. And they put official duty in quotation in air marks because they are carrying out unofficial duties for the Queen or the monarch. It's very important, the wording. It's very important, the wording for the Queen or represent the Commonwealth. But they will, however, be allowed to maintain their patronages, including those that are classified as royal patronages, because they want to stress to the world that they are royal and that they're valued members of the royal family, that they are not carrying official duties, but they are still carrying some form of duties. It is agreed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will continue to require effective security to protect them and their son. This is based on the Duke's public profile by virtue of being born into the royal family, his military service, which is very much being in a bunker, the Duchess' own independent profile, which was a D-list unknown, yacht girl, and the shared threat and risk level documented specifically over the last few years. Specifically? Why the F specifically over the last few years? This is where they imply the racism. No further details can be shared as this is classified information for safety reasons. I know what you're going to say, but Paula, we're not paying for their security in the United States. And if you believe that, then I have water to sell you, cold water to tell, ice to sell you as the new invention, okay? Because there is a form of payment being done because they're VIPs they're considered VIPs in the United States. They are entitled to a special security force that they do. And if you think that Harry and Meghan are able to pay for their own security, yeah, you have another one coming. And yes, and Harry is suing the government because the government, listen very carefully to this, has rejected the bid for him to pay for the police security. They've told him, no, you can't pay for the police because the police is not for hire. But you can still take to trial your right to have free police protection. But it's not free, is it? Because it's the beautiful UK taxpayers who pay for it. While per the agreement, the Duke will not perform any official duties associated with these roles, given his dedication to the military community, which is none, because let's not forget, they ditched their appointment that they had with the military to honor fallen soldiers, so Harry could go pimp Meghan Markle out at the Lion King's premiere, where, did you know she could do voiceovers, guys? Okay. Given his dedication to the military community and 10 years of service, he will, of course, continue his unwavering support to the military community in a non-official capacity. As founder of the Invictus Games, he's now the founder of the Invictus Games. It was the Royal Foundation who created the Invictus Games, which is a copy of the Warrior Games in the United States. It was Prince William, Princess Catherine, and Prince Harry who jointly, along with the Royal Foundation, created it. They just allowed Harry to be the front person because he had nothing to do, okay? Why they allowed him to take off with this thing and absolutely denigrate this event, which actually was a great idea, just to give him something to do and to help him still preserve some sort of image, it's beyond me, okay? But this is a lie. As founder of the Invictus Games, and this is something that has been perpetrated by the mainstream media, by everybody. Oh, Harry created this. No, it was not Harry. It was the Royal Foundation. The Duke will proudly continue supporting the military community around the world through the Invictus Games Foundations and the Endeavor Fund. I think the Endeavor Fund already ditched them. Based on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's desire to have a reduced, I repeat myself, a reduced role as members of the royal family, it was decided in January that the institutional office would have to be closed, given the primary funding mechanism for this official office at Buckingham Palace is from HRH, the Prince of Wales. The Duke and Duchess shared this news with their team personally in January once they knew of the decision, and have worked closely with their staff to ensure a smooth transition for each of them. So the reason why they closed their office at Buckingham Palace is because their roles have been reduced, not canceled. They have been reduced. And this is the kicker. This is the kicker. As the Duke and Duchess will no longer be considered full-time working members of the royal family. Should I repeat myself? I will, just for the sake of it. As the Duke and Duchess will no longer be considered full-time working members of the royal family, it was agreed that use of the word royal would need to be reviewed as it pertains to organizations associated with them in this new regards. More details on this below. And this is lovely. Additional details. As shared in early January on this website, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex do not plan. But that's the key word. We don't plan to do that. But we never said we wouldn't do it. We just didn't plan at the time to do it. To start a foundation, again in quote marks, but rather intend to develop a new way to effect change and complement the efforts made by so many excellent foundations globally. The creation of this nonprofit entity will be in addition to their cause-driven work that they remain deeply committed to, while the Duke and Duchess are focused on plans to establish a new nonprofit organization. Given the specific UK government rules surrounding use of the word royal, it has been therefore agreed that their non-profit organization will not utilize the name Sussex Royal or any other iteration of royal. So they first made a statement, which is still, I'm reading it right now. You go to Sussex Royal, you'll read that there, that they don't have any intention to start a foundation, which is not the same thing as a charitable organization, right? Although nowadays, what's the difference? They steal the money anyways, So yeah. I love this. For the above reason, the trademark applications that had been filed as protective measures and that reflected the same standard trademarking requests as done for the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have been removed. In other words, William and Catherine are allowed to do this, and we're not because we're being discriminated. While there is not any jurisdiction by the monarchy or cabinet office over the word royal overseas, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex do not intend to use Sussex Royal or any iteration of the word royal in any territory, either within the UK or otherwise, when the transition occurs spring 2020. Again, it shouldn't be transition. It should have been when we quit. Now, when you go back to the main page of the official website of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, it has the link, visit us at archwell.com. Isn't that amazing, guys, huh? Isn't that amazing? And of course, they have, monarchy serving the monarchy. Okay? And funding. Funding. I know what you're going to say, but Paula, for fuck's sakes, let it go. Why do you keep at it? When March 31st, 2021 came, and I actually on April 1st looked to have at the royal.uk website to see Harry and Meghan being removed, I was shocked to see that they were still there. So I gave them another week, and since then, since April 1st, 2021, up until today, I've been looking. The site has been updated on a daily basis. They have updated Harry and Meghan's thing. So here it is, the role of the royal family. We have here Charles laughing. The role of the royal family. Members of the royal family work together to support the king in his official duties. And I'm just scrolling down for fun, And here we have here. Who do we have here? Harry. Who doesn't have any hair, pretty much. And here it says they have updated it because the Duke is fifth in line to the throne and the younger son of the king. And then it says that it says here, as announced in January 2020, the Duke and Duchess have stepped back as senior members of the royal family. They're balancing their time between the United Kingdom and North America, continuing to honor their duty to the king, the Commonwealth, and their patronages. But here we have the interesting part, biography. We go to his biography. It goes here. Their official residence is Frogmore Cottage. That was changed. I told you this was changed about a month ago. But as announced in January 2020, the Duke and Duchess will spend the majority of time in North America, following their decision to step back as senior members of the royal family. And if we go below on that, it says supporting the monarch. Following the announcement that the Duke and Duchess will be stepping back as senior members of the royal family, their roles will continue to reflect their sense of duty and allegiance to the monarch as they transition into the new working model. So, a new working model for what? For the monarchy? Is that the monarchy's new working model? Because let's not forget when Meghan announced on People magazine that Lily and Archie had British titles, Prince and Princess titles, within 24 hours it was updated on the royal website. Okay? So apparently, it's not that they quit. It's just that now this is the new working model for working members of the royal family. The Duke attaches great importance to his role in the royal family public's service to the UK and around the Commonwealth. He has been inspired by the example of duty and leadership of his grandmother, the late Queen, and his father, the King. So beautiful people, for those of you who think that Harry and Meghan are not coming back to the monarchy or that they're not carrying official duties, or remember, this is not full-time working members of the royal family. This is in their Sussex Royal website. While we have on the King's and the monarchy's website that they are still representing their duty and that their official residence is still Frogmore, but now they spend the majority of their time in the USA. And why do I say that words are important?
Of your family of racism, you don't even
the British press said that.
Right.
Did Meghan ever mention that they're racist?
She said there were troubling comments about
there
Archie's
was
skin
concern
colour.
about his skin color.
Right. Wouldn't you describe that as essentially racist?
I wouldn't.
Do you understand why words matter? Do you remember that video I did after their Oprah interview where I told you that they didn't really, Oprah and Meghan were dancing around. They didn't want to really come out and say that they were racist and stuff like that because they wanted to have plausible deniability. Just like Harry, 2 years later, has come out and said, where did Meghan say people are racist? No, you are wrong. She never said anybody was racist. This is how they're coming now. And they're going to say, where is it said, stated, written that Harry and Meghan Markle are not working members of the royal family, not senior members, working members of the royal family, because you can be a working member of the royal family while not being a senior one. Okay? Because they're still in that royal website. So where? That's what you're going to get, folks. Oh, we never said they were not working members of the royal family. Where does it say that they're not working members? It only says that they stepped back. It only says that, they were they were not carrying out official duties. But it always said that their official residence was Frogmore. It has always said that, that they honor their patronages and their duty to the king, to the monarch. Their children are in the line of succession without any proper documentation that proves that both children were legitimately brought into this world. But where? Where does it say, folks, that they're not working royals? Where does the royal family website say that Meghan Markle and Harry are not working royals? Where? Where in the royal.uk website say that Harry and Meghan are not working royals? If you can pinpoint that for me in the royal.uk website, please bring it to my attention.